Mark, Brad, we're down here at, well, your gym, but Mark's travelled down. Were you sparring at yours last week?
We were Jennings on Monday. You were down here the week before, weren't we? So yeah, we've got some good rounds in over the last few weeks.
But you two are a great story because your paths have run almost parallel with one another. You both turned over very young. Were you almost 19 when you turned over?
Yeah, I think I just turned 18.
And you were almost 20?
20, yeah.
But I remember, in fact, I got some tapes here from Paul Speak gave me them, and you two were winning amateur championships, national championships on the same night.
Yeah. I think we both won our first schoolboy title the same day, didn't we?
Stop, man.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to be in the same weight in the draw, and I think you moved up and you stopped everyone all the way through to the final, and I thought, both caught that.
But now you're both at a stage where, Mark, you're fighting, this is your final spar before, is it Friday you're fighting?
Yeah, next
Is that
Friday.
on Fight Zone?
Yeah.
Where's that going to be at?
Sheffield, so I think it's Dave Allen's return.
Oh, right. Oh, so there should be a big crowd for that then.
Yeah, there's a couple of decent titles as well, so. But
you've signed a deal now, you're one of their home fighters, so they're going to be getting you out regular, and obviously a great platform, isn't it? And Brad, we can't talk about it too much yet, but there's a big announcement going to be made early in September about you getting on a big platform, and hopefully a lot more people are going to get to see.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, like for both of us. You know what I mean? We've come up the hard way on the small hall show, selling tickets and stuff, and you know what I mean? We're finally getting some recognition now, and you know, like I say, I deserve it. You know, Mark definitely deserves it. You know what I mean? No one can.
Well, for me, you two are the standout of the small. I mean, Jack Cullen's just done that. He's made a breakout on there now. But you two are just on the verge. You had a fantastic performance against Lee Cutler on one of the matchroom shows. You had a great performance last time out. Was it Thomas Benzosa where you stopped him in the 4th round? But really, you're both just on the verge of the top 10 of your weights. You as a super middleweight, you as a middleweight. I think if everything goes the way I expect it to go, sometime in 2022, you two could be on the verge of British title level.
Yeah, I think whatever happened, I think we definitely deserve a chance of it.
But what's good about that is you're both so young. I mean, you're both 23, aren't you?
That's the thing, we have got time on our side, which, you know, a lot of people, especially with COVID, feel like they've lost a year and a half of their career, might be jumping into fights a bit soon. You know, we have the privilege where if we have to take our time a little bit, we can. Obviously, if I speak for myself, I don't want to be hanging about in shit fights. I want to be in big fights, entertaining fights, and I'm sure Matt's the same.
But I think you've had a good education because none of you were matched easy on the smaller shows, because when you think about it, you were both real young men fighting men.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the fight with, was it Stephen Gray, was it? And then that great fight with Anthony Fox. Yeah. You both fought Geraint Goodridge. You know, these are good, proper, solid, hard journeymen for anyone to beat. But when you're still, you know, you were probably a teenager still, and you were just in your early 20s. Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, them kind of fights are just coming good now, because I'm just kind of feeling I'm kind of on a level catching these men up, you know what I mean? As you said before, Mark's been chinning kids since he was 12, so...
Yeah, but you know something
like
though, again, you fantastic first round stoppage, really out of the blue. We expected you to win, but perhaps not in the style that you did. But you, I think, and I think your last 4 stoppages, your only 4 stoppages, have come in your last 5 fights. You've had 3 on the bounce. Yeah. So do you think you've really got that man strength? Because when you first turned over, you were classing yourself as a light middleweight. Yeah. Now you're a fully fledged super middleweight.
You know what that is as well though, Lee? It's boxing the better opposition, and like you know yourself, some of these journeymen, it's dead negative, just trying to survive the rounds, and it's nothing against them because it's the job, you know what I mean? They might have a period the next week, but once we get in with kids who are going to start coming to win and leaving openings, and that's where, for me, I reckon I'm going to start putting kids away. And obviously, like you said, Mark's had a step up in his last few and put them away, and it's just...
Alistair Warren, both boxed him pretty much after it,
yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah, both first round.
I won't give him classed as a jerk. I think he's a little bit better than that,
yeah.
And he's going to come and have a go, and you see what happened to him.
Listen, he's a central area fighter who could quite possibly have won that title and certainly challenged for the English title. But the performances that you both did, I think it was back-to-back fights. You fought him first, stopped him with a left hook to the body, and you did the exact same, and both in the first round.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think Mark did it a second faster. It's not a competition or anything, but I think Mark did it 1 second faster than Bastard.
Well, that spar I just watched was brilliant. I mean, a little bit of a chess match early on. First 3 rounds, you're both feeling one another out. Then I think, I don't know who landed first good shot, but it ignited.
Probably Mark, yeah.
But it ignited. And then there was 5 rounds of war. And considering you're such good friends, you wouldn't know that watching that spar.
Easily done, innit, mate? It's what you've got to do to kind of better yourself. I can gladly have a dust up with someone 8 rounds like that, and then.
But you know what I'm really impressed with as well? You've both evolved, your styles have evolved since you turned pro. I mean, we've just seen there, I don't ever remember you switch hitting as an amateur, but most of that fight you fought from the southpaw stance. And your movement, it's like, you know, from your really early amateur professional fight, you're not recognisable. The movement, everything, you know, you both really has evolved over these. You know, I think you're 12-0, you're 10-0. But if people were to go back and look at those early fights, they wouldn't recognise either of you.
Only going to get better as well, mate. Just getting started, aren't we?
Is this it? Ginger power?
Yeah, ginger takeover.
Ginger unite. Well, listen, I say you've got a big announcement sometime in September, and it is a big one. I say was it about 4 months ago you put pen to paper with Fight Zone?
Yes.
You've already had one under him. This is going to be your second fight, and hopefully, I do believe before the end of 2022, you two should be at British level at least.
Hopefully make some money, yeah.
See you later, lads.
Cheers,
Nice one, lads. Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.